One of the biggest morning shows in this area is Preston and Steve.
I
from
love
93.3 WMMR.
None of us listen. None of them listen to us.
Oh, no, but
I wish
but
they
we
did.
listen. Oh, God, that'd be so cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? They were like, hey, boys,
dude,
we listen.
Plus, not to mention, Steve is such a gamer. You know what I mean?
I know.
He is such a huge gamer.
You think he'd be like, hey, boys, I listen. Hey, would you like to come on our show? That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, my God. All right, we'll talk off mic about something that could have potentially happened before. Not with Steve, but with somebody else with the show. But we'll talk off mic about it.
Bet.
So, they actually, to get back on track of me being off track.
Yeah, that.
They actually got a letter from somebody that was typewritten.
Oh, that's so. Oh, yeah, I remember
Old school
I remember
typewriter.
listening to that I remember listening to that episode. I remember that.
And it's
Awesome.
it's like, wow, do you want to talk about a fucking classic?
That's awesome.
Like, I mean, not even handwritten calligraphy, but just, actual just typing it out with the old school. Because, you can tell from looking at the ink on it and everything else,
Yeah, that's
of a typewriter.
I guess maybe it's just because we're old. We're old. Do you remember?
We grew up in the times before computers.
You remember being in like elementary school and having a pen pal at like another school?
Yes.
Fucking awesome, right?
Absolutely.
That's gone by the wayside. So hey, look, if anybody does listen to us, you don't have to like type anything on Facebook or any of our Jones or stuff. Just send us a letter. That'd be so cool.
Look,
but hey, check it out. You send us a letter, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read your letter on the next podcast if we get one.
If you throw us a DM on our Twitter page, I will give you the address to send us the letter.
There you go. And we will. Unless you don't want us to, we will absolutely read it on the next podcast. Though.
Fuck yeah!
I think it'd be pretty cool. All right, cool. That's gonna be a new thing going forward.
Oh, I love that idea.
I'm gonna actually add that into the end of where they can connect with us.
Nice, I like that. And speaking of where they can connect with us, we can go ahead and drop this in right here. If anybody listens to us via Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, please throw us a 5-star rating and give us a review. Write a comment.
Love
please
reviews.
Let us know.
Talk shit. Let us know that we suck.
Look, if you don't like what we do, please tell us. I mean, we would, as long as it doesn't change what we do as a dynamic, it might make us better.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like, hey, you guys are bags of shit, be like, bet. All right, what can we do to change it? Like, let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So please find us on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser or on any other podcast listening platform that you can rate a podcast.
Including Amazon
Music.
You keep forgetting that one. Don't forget that one.
Yes, we are
when I saw
Amazon
we showed up on Amazon, it was the most exciting day of my life. I don't know why. Well, okay, exciting day of my life being a podcaster.
Exciting.
There you go.
One of the most exciting days of your podcast career.
Thank you.
Of course.
What he said.
I'm here for the words.
Bet.
All right, so let's get into something a little gritty, and not gritty as in Flyers gritty.
But we should, because he's awesome.
Oh God, I love that guy. Or whatever the hell he actually is. I still don't know.
He's an orange blob of
I actually think he is the love child of Jacob Voracek and
the Phillies fanatic.
And Perrant.
No, I think it's the love child of the Philly fanatic and Voracek or Giroux. It doesn't matter. You think?
I think more
furry,
Voracek.
Super furry, redhead. Done.
Yeah.
Those two. Child.
All right. So there has been a huge amount of negative feedback going to Sony with what they're deciding to do on the PS4, and it's going to port over to the PS5 party changes.
That's why they had the update. Yep.
So what is going to happen is that the chat recordings are now going to be, the chat party is now going to be recorded. And this is in private chat as well as Game Hub chats.
Yeah, that's a no-go on my book.
The private chat I have a huge issue with, because if I'm talking with my friends about something, I don't, besides the person that's in the room with me, you mean hearing my side of what's going on, I don't need anybody else knowing what I'm saying. If I wanted to be that way, I'd be streaming it to where that I could go ahead and have a public record of everything that I say.
Yeah, like, hey, if you want to hear what I have to say, check out Twitch.
Essentially.
Yeah, you don't need to listen in on like me slaying it.
Now I will say on the public hubs, I have less of an issue only because of I've seen a lot that PlayStation has been doing, and a lot that like EA has also been doing with the crackdowns on players. You mean with the names that are
Oh yeah, we've seen a couple of we've seen them
Horrible
in the
names,
past
racial
playing
slurs,
NHL.
all that type of stuff. So I mean, hearing people talk that way, and you remember back in the day when we played like C.O.D.
Yeah.
running through the maps, you know what I mean, in multiplayer, the type of stuff you'd hear these 11-year-old kids go ahead and say to us about when they met our mothers and what they did with them, and you know what I mean, little kids going ahead and and throwing out little N-word.
Yeah, and then little Timmy get his ass lit up because he's down at the bottom, and big old Papa like myself is at the top with like 21-1. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Timmy. Go home.
But
get off your mom's teat.
It is because of the way that language has evolved into.
And here's my thing: where's an 11-year-old kid learning all this kind of shit? Like, you got shitty parents, or your friends suck. One or the other, or you're listening to podcasts like us. When that's, I get it, because we do some cussing.
We are labeled as explicit, so that way people do know.
That's fair.
We are labeled as explicit.
That's fair.
I'm just pointing that out.
Here's my thing: how is some 11-year-old kid sitting there cussing me out, calling you the I don't even like to say that because that's just not nice. But anyway, calling you the N-word, and I'm like, but how do you know? Like, what's your issue? Like, where are you learning this shit? You're 10. How the fuck is this even a thing? Like, your parents that much? Like, they suck that much?
Yeah, so it has caused a huge controversy. So
yeah,
I've listened to Unknown Games podcast, which are friends of ours, Adrian and Alex over in Japan.
Hi guys.
I've listened to this What's Your Spaghetti Policy, obviously Alex and Jacob. Those are my boys.
Hola, Alex and Jacob.
And nice they've all talked about it, and they all hate it just as much as we do. Yeah,
because what you're doing is you're now.
It is a huge infringement on your privacy.
Unless you're like, unless Sony's working with like the FBI or the CIA. Hi guys, how are you? Can you hear me? We know you're listening. Anyway,
they listen to everything.
Yeah, but here's my thing. We could talk offline about that too. But if we do, we got to shut the microphones off and turn all the power off in your house. You have an Alexa? Because she's listening. I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding.
3 of them in the house.
I'm not kidding. Anyway, so, but yeah, you're taking a big thing about my privacy, and then you're listening in, and I'm not okay with that.
I'm also not okay with it, and like I said, within certain aspects, to go ahead and have people end up getting banned, fined, penalized, whatever. Well, obviously not fined, but penalized in whatever form.
Fuck that, fine their ass too. And look, if I'm an asshole and somebody reports me, they're like, hey, it's gonna be a $5 charge. All right, I learned my lesson. Sorry, here it is.
But like, so with that, I'm fine. I hold no issue. But with you, me, Scoob, like Alex from Spaghetti Boys, if we're all throwing down on Chell together,
and we're in a private chat,
exactly.
Now I do agree. Yeah, if we're in like a public setting, public forum type of setting where we're all talking and like a Call of Duty sort of deal,
exactly,
no problem. You want to listen? Fine. It's to the public, hence public. You can listen in as well.
But a private,
right? If I have.
Yes, that word means everything within these statements.
Well, it means everything, period. Private, like my private parts. I keep them covered up. I ain't sharing them with you. You know why? Because they my privates, not jokes. If they was my public parts, I'd be sharing them with the publics. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. Private, public. See where I'm going with this? All right, folks. Let's move on.
Oh, man. All right, so let's go into a light before I get back into another one that's going to kind of fuck some shit up. So, Gears 5 is going to be having an update for the Series X that is going to bring Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I actually have the article
into the coalition.
I'm actually looking at the same exact article. It's really, really cool.
Now, I will say these last few articles that I have been reading are coming from IGN. This one we're currently going from is coming from Miranda Sanchez off of IGN, so at least that's where I'm getting mine from.
Oh, I got mine from Games Radar. It's usually where I get most of my stuff from if I'm doing news articles and stuff like that. Most of them are about the same, or they literally get their information from each other.
Yeah,
it actually seems like the writer of this article got some of his information off of IGN. So either way.
So one of the cool things is that so we already knew that at launch of the Series X on November 10th, there is going to be a upgrade in the graphics, the graphical capability of Gears 5, as well as many other games that are on Game Pass. And with that, we are also going to go ahead and get we're going to get big campaign and multiplayer content that is part of that update. Now,
see, I'm a big campaign guy, so
and plus we're also huge gearheads too.
And so
game.
I'll be honest, I haven't played a Gears 3. I think Gears 3, maybe.
You and I, yeah.
Yeah, Gears 3 was the last Gears I've touched.
Oh, that's the last one I played.
Oh, okay. So then,
Like,
all right, cool.
I played 5 Horde mode. That's it. Because I mean I've done that with a few Twitch streams to go ahead and because like
Right,
Clyburn, Hob, Dan, and Alex from Spaghetti Boys, like I mean we've all thrown down together, you know what I mean, with those. But I never actually played the campaign. And actually Hob was talking about this the other day or yesterday.
So
about going ahead and jumping into the campaign when when the update happens, because I think all of us except for Dan are doing the upgrade to the Series X.
I got you.
Right now. I mean Dan's going to do his later. But
because that's
yeah.
that's what I plan on doing. And Scoop can't find a fucking console to save his life. Yo, that's gonna be the best though. We're gonna be fucking gaming on our new systems, and he's like, "Hey guys, can I come over?"
Ooh, speaking of that, I do want to go ahead and tell everybody.
Oh,
when these systems come out, so I'm getting mine a few days later than everybody else. But Anthony is getting his at day of launch, and Clyburn is getting his at day of launch.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, we are going to give you guys an exclusive CGC unboxing.
yeah.
So we're going to get Clyburn's Series X. We're going to bring it here. We're going to record the whole unboxing and then throw it up on YouTube.
Yep,
And then we're going to do the same thing with the PlayStation
I'm
5 that
so
Anthony's going to be getting.
Excited.
Oh, dude, that's going to be... And I'm actually really excited because, I mean, that's where I get to have fun with going ahead and doing like the editing and all software stuff.
I feel like I should wear a dress.
Go ahead.
Have a beard and wear a dress.
I shame no one for nothing. So.
No, I think the people would like it more. You could just put the title as
Anthony's in a dress.
Squishy Soprano in dress. That's a solid title.
And then in parentheses, PlayStation 5 unboxing.
Yeah, done. Could you imagine seeing that? You're like, what the fuck? Squishy Soprano.
Yes.
Click. Just,
Yes.
Yo, Squishy Soprano in dress is literally clickbait, but then you find out it's an unboxing and they're like, fuck, everybody wants to watch now.
And then on top of it, I would go ahead and make sure I have a picture of the PlayStation 5 and then you in a dress and just put them together, and then that would be the thumb.
All right. I think that could be a thing. I just got to find a dress.
Gotta find a dress to fit you.
Yeah, I have a slenderish, bulkish physique.
You have big shoulders.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Big shoulders. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue what we're talking about.
Okay, so IGN has chatted with the members of the coalition when it comes down to more detail for this game, and we are going to get a big multiplayer update, which obviously includes Horde mode, which is a lot of fun.
Again, I've never.
We never played Horde mode with the other, with the older ones,
Yeah.
but dude, it's like, dude, it's 30 tiers of just more, I mean, increasing in enemies, increasing in the difficulty of the enemies.
So it's like a Call of Duty Zombies, but with Gears 5.
Essentially,
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and that's
cool.
It is an absolute blast. Like,
That sounds pretty badass.
I mean, dude, you can set
You
up.
can go in with like a whole bunch of people too.
Yep.
So like
You
let's just say like you, Mike, Hav.
You go in with a team of, I believe we did teams of 5.
Oh, that's fucking
Yeah,
cool.
and then
all right.
And I mean, you can set up turrets.
Yeah.
You can set up like barricades, like like laser barricades or like barbed wire, and you can constantly upgrade this stuff.
Okay, it's
And
definitely like Call of Duty,
Oh yeah, dude, but it is
but with hordes.
an insane amount of fun, dude.
I get behind
It is
that.
a blast, absolute. All right, so here's what we're going to get for the features that are going to be coming with the campaign on November 10th.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get 2 new difficulty modes called Iron Man and Inconceivable.
Okay, so
So I'm guessing that's
hardened
gameplay, man.
hardened and veteran.
Yeah. We're going to get character skins for Kate, Dell, and JD, which are give me some of the newer characters. I believe I play as Dell actually in the Horde.
Really
we're-
quick to when you brought up Batista.
Yes.
So I found a little thing it says right here. It says you're going to have the option to replace Marcus Phoenix with Dave Batista.
Yeah.
So that's how that'll work. If people are wondering, that's how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
On we go.
Yep. So we're going to get weapon skins with this update. We're also going to get Jack upgrades that are going to be carrying over. Jack is the little robot. You can actually be Jack in the Horde mode and go ahead and actually fly around and like repair a bunch of like the turrets and shit like that. You're going to get mutators like big head mode and essentially like mayhem mode type shit from like Borderlands. You're going to get some of that type of stuff, and then you're going to get new achievements.
Sweet.
So yeah, dude, all that's coming, and that's going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, dude, Batista joins the campaign for the Gears 5 and
So I didn't
and for the
read
multiplayer.
I didn't read the whole thing, but are they going to do his? Is he doing a voiceover or just like?
Oh no, it's his likeness as well.
So it's everything. It's his
Yes.
voice and likeness. It's literally him.
Yes.
That's neat. That is cool.
All
I
right,
can
so
get behind that. I like that.
to go ahead and give you guys a little peek on the other side of the mic, on the other side of everything. So here's a picture of the characters. You know what I mean? So you see what Phoenix looks like. You know what I mean? Normally in the game, then you see what Batista looks like for the gameplay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that. That's pretty badass.
I just want to give everybody a little peek into what what we're seeing.
I'm the only one.
Well, yeah, because you're the only one here. Because Scoob decided he had a thing.
Yeah, whatever that thing is, even though Saturday's for the boys. Go squeak somewhere else, huh?
Yeah, and also, I mean, so another real nice thing is that for the Series X, I mean, we're looking at a 60 frame per second rate, game rate for this game, and it looks like it runs that steady. You know what I mean? Input latency, steady at 60. So I mean, you're going to get some real crisp reaction time and just really plus with the ray tracing that's coming from the Series X. It's where the darks are really dark and everything's really saturated. That game might actually add a little extra of a horror mode to it. So I'm actually, well, not horror, but a little more of a little. I can't think of the right word. So fuck it, we're going horror. I said horror, not even horror. I said horror. What the fuck is horror?
Fuck, Wes.
Another thing I want to talk about, into which you watched, was the Scorn. What was it? 14 minute. 14 minute gameplay.
Oh god, that game looks so good. It looks so interesting. I mean, it's definitely a different take on a video game altogether.
Now,
or at least for a first-person shooter.
I've watched other ones before, and it's weird.
It's wicked.
So,
right?
So like the guns kind of just like break apart when you reload it, and it looks like you're reloading like eyeballs into it. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about like the little orangish gems.
Well, for me, I saw like little white beads going in.
They look like almost like a little gem or stone of some sort. But
that Scorn shit looks fucking insane,
right? And it looks like, so the way you change weapons, it's like the base where he holds the actual weapon itself is always the same, but then he clicks it on apart. It's like, and he pulls it apart, and
it's
then
like
when he
hearing
pulls
bones breaking.
Yeah, and then he slaps it on. It's like, what did you just do?
Yeah, it is a slight bit cringeworthy. I will say that.
Yeah, but it's
when you first hear it, you're like, ugh, okay. But then you get used to it just because it's a repetitive action that you just always hear.
Yeah, except for the sounds. Like when I watched the gameplay, I had my headphones on.
Oh,
right. So, So that made a world of difference, because you're hearing all of these little awkward sounds, and you're like, the sounds themselves made you feel like you were, I don't know, in hell. It was fucking crazy. So, yeah, there's that.
All right, so it's funny, like that game, like there were two games that I was kind of, I didn't want to mess with when we first had the big Xbox Series X reveal stuff for like the gameplay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It was Scorn and it was the Medium.
Yeah, except now it sounds like you're interested in both of them.
Medium, I have no interest. Fuck that shit.
Bullshit, yo. You gonna play that shit because I'm buying it.
I will play it because I am, once again, I will say I am a whore for the brand. So I will probably end up playing it on a Freaky Friday. But when it comes down to Scorn,
you don't want to play it? I'll play it for you.
Scorn looks pretty fucking cool. So that's actually one that and once again, dude, I have the Game Pass. I have Game Pass Ultimate. You know what I mean? So when everything ports over, say for the Series X, it's going to be in my hands. So so I'll be able to go ahead and fuck with it. Just see what it is, and I'm real excited for it.
I'm excited for you. For it. Yeah, whatever. That. Yeah, that.
So the last thing that I have within news is something I wanted to have all three of us in here to talk about. So I didn't talk about it last week. When you were on drill.
Well, guess what? We're talking about it this week.
We are. So Phil Spencer, which is the head of Microsoft, he's talked about, and this actually kind of goes against what you and the argument you and I had against Andy with the console wars.
Oh.
with Microsoft buying Bethesda.
Yeah.
He says that Microsoft technically Bethesda doesn't need to port anything to the PS5 to go ahead and make any money back off the $7.5 billion purchase. And I feel like a dick because I stood very strongly about going ahead and talking about how these games need to be a part of it in order to go ahead, like just as a business aspect to go ahead and give them more money.
Yeah.
But the question was asked.
I wonder if he listened to us. Or if whoever asked the question listened to us.
Right. So the question was asked, is it possible to recoup a $7.5 billion investment if you don't sell Elder Scrolls 6 on the PlayStation? And Spencer quickly replied, yes.
Yeah, because people are going to fucking buy the system just to play the goddamn game. So of course, yes.
And then he adds to it, I don't want to flip about that. This deal was not done to take games away from other player base like that. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together was, how do we keep other players from playing these games? We want more people to be able to play games, not fewer people to be able to play games. So he says it, but then he kind of backtracks. You know what I mean? And look,
So that statement right there makes it sound like, cool, it's going to be on the other systems available to play.
It's
because he wants more people to be able to play the games, correct?
It sounds like initially he's saying he doesn't need to, but because of the historic, because of what has been done before the purchase,
yeah,
he will go ahead and keep it to it. You know what I mean? So, let's see. He continued with saying, when I think about where people are going to be playing, the number of devices that we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass on other console base. I don't have to go ship those games to any other platform other than the platforms we support in order to make the deal work for us. And then he said, whatever that means. So he's basically he's leaving it up in the air saying, something, we might just keep it for as an exclusive, and if we do, it's what we do.
He's definitely going to keep it, by the sound of that, he's definitely keeping it as an exclusive, which is fine.
Or what he could do is what they're doing with the zombies. Go ahead and have it like a 1 year. You know what I'm saying? A 1 year exclusive, and then port it out. You know what I'm saying to the other runs.
I don't see that happening. I once we get further and we because you're going to continue hearing more and more about that deal.
Yes.
As time goes on.
Yes.
What you're probably going to see is Microsoft is going to hold the rights to all those games. Right? And I think from there, because we got random ass fucking noises in the background.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what's happening.
But what I think is you're going to hear that they're going to keep them Microsoft exclusives. Which kind of sucks. But for them and for their brand, it will increase their overall sales for their systems and this, that, and the third, and all that other crap. Sounds like normal fucking corporate bullshit.
It does, and it makes me mad. I'm not gonna lie. It pisses me off.
It doesn't matter to me either way. I'm gonna have both systems, right? It's just the way it's the nature of the beast. It's what's gonna happen, even if I gotta save up to buy it.
Look, at the
end of the day, okay, what pisses me off is, and I say this all the time, I understand that they're businesses. I understand they're in the business that they are to make money. I get it, right? But you're catering to a community of people that all believe in the same thing, whether they believe one console is better than the other. That's always going to happen. It doesn't matter, right? That's the fun stuff about what we do. But at the end of the day,
inclusivity doesn't have to mean that it's only for one console.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Inclusivity can go ahead and mean we are the gaming community.
That's it.
As much as we kind of poke fun at mobile or we poke fun at PC gaming, at the end of the day, we all do the same thing. We are all sitting here looking at a screen, playing a game that we enjoy for hours on end because it is something we love to do.
Exactly. A video game is a video game is a video game. Whether it's on a phone, a PlayStation, an Xbox, a PC, a Nintendo Switch, or a Nintendo. Any older systems, any of that kind of retro stuff. At the end of the day, we love, at least here in this room, gaming. We love everything that has to do with any type of game, period. Any type of, anything that has to do with a video game, we enjoy. And
It's just for us in particular because we're all console-based gamers.
Yeah.
Hence why we have the console gaming crew.
But the thing is what it's very frustrating to hear that, and I feel the same way with PlayStation exclusive games. I get it. It makes you want to buy the brand and this, that, and
Absolutely.
the third. But with I just don't understand why these companies can't work together. You know, it'd be really cool is if like PlayStation and Microsoft or Sony, let's say Sony and Microsoft work together on a console together. It'll never fucking happen.
No.
But could you imagine if they did? You imagine the money that they would make. One. You imagine the product we could get? Oh my word.
The games.
For fuck's sake,
the fucking games.
The games we could
Think
get.
of all of the Xbox exclusive games that you would have VR capabilities on.
Hello? Exactly. We'll just leave it there. Fuck it. We'll just leave it there.
I know we will, because we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
We'll kick that. So I have a last thing to talk about, and it's a high note.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't want to end on a fucking downer. That's stupid. Well, and news on a downer.
I mean, you could. It makes people think like, what are they going to talk about this shit?
No, I don't want to do that though.
Oh,
So Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes. There is, when the season passed and post-launch support, there will be a DLC that will take place on the shores of Britain as well as Paris.
okay, so I'm really interested in this game. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so this article also came from IGN. It's from Matt Purslow. And from what I've been able to gather, it looks like what they're going to be doing is they're going to have a quest available with the Season Pass owners at launch day that's going to be called The Legend of Beowulf. And from there,
That's
you are going to be able
badass.
to actually go through Legend of Beowulf, like literally Macduff and... Oh, no, that's Macbeth. Never mind then. I'm getting my shit messed up.
Well, look, I'm just going to add this in really quick since you're talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They actually teamed up with Vinland Saga for a manga crossover.
Yes.
And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to get into detail because the article is actually pretty lengthy. They've already started the manga with it. It's already been produced. It's already coming out, stuff like that. So if you're interested and you enjoy anime, manga, and all that kind of stuff, check it out.
Or if you're new to it,
Check it out.
check it out, but also remember that reading manga is a little different than reading like a standard comic book.
Correct.
So just keep that in mind.
But yeah, I mean, I figured I'd throw it in.
No, that's fine. So the season pass for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be $40, $39.99, which, look, it makes sense, dude. Borderlands, it was fucking $40. You know what I mean? Like,
Just wait a little bit. You're like, I'm a cheap bastard. So what'll happen is I will not touch that DLC. I won't even pay for the season pass because I did the same thing when I played a fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I completed the game. I played it all the way through. Oh, and then look at that PlayStation Store. There's a sale for fucking $15.99 for the season pass because my cheap ass didn't fucking want to buy it at the time.
yeah.
So you could always do like that. I mean, you could be a cheap ass like me and just fucking wait. But anyway, sorry, Wes, continue.
No, that's fine. If you want to find, if you want to see a final preview and final review of the game, it's like a 17 or 19 minute full thing that they have on IGN. Dude, they go deep
Grab some
into
popcorn.
grab some popcorn and jump into it. It looks pretty badass, dude. You see a fucking polar bear and somebody holding a bow, so it looks pretty legit.
That's what got you? That's what makes it legit? A polar bear and a bow?
When you see a polar bear like roaring at somebody, that's intimidating, man. It makes me look.
Don't forget, folks, a polar bear and a bow. That's what got Wes. That's why it's badass.
I'm a simple bitch. I told you that. I told y'all that multiple
Oh,
times.
so you like pumpkin spice too?
I said I'm a simple bitch. I didn't say. No, I'm not. I'm not going to say that because. God damn it, Anthony.
Stop fucking with my words, Ant.
All right, so let's dive into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's
we brought
get
this up
into
earlier.
the one game.
the
that
one game.
We are playing.
And he's back, folks. So collectively, between myself, Scuba Boob, and Wesley, we have been playing NHL21, and it has been awesome. Now I wish Andy was here so we can get his take on the game as well, because we're playing the actual game, not the beta like he was playing. But overall, Wes didn't get to play NHL 20. There's already improvements from previous year to this year. The AI alone in itself, between the defense, the goalies, the forwards, and all that kind of stuff, it's just the game looks better. It looks cleaner. It feels more crisp and lifelike how the game of hockey is played.
Yes.
Goalies are... I don't know if they increase the overall AI efficiency in the goalies.
They're standing on their fucking heads.
They're playing out of their mind, which is something that they did not do in last year's game.
I love it.
Last year's game also with the AI for defense would just, you could fucking, there were certain things that you could do that would fuck with the defense, and you could just like smoke them every time, and it was just, there were certain things you could do in the game.
That and also like during Be a Pro, if you decide to be a D-man, when there was supposed to be a line change, it didn't matter what zone the puck was in.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they could be in your zone, and the D-man could go for a line change, and you wouldn't get like experience penalized.
Yeah.
You mean for doing a bad line change, and then the moment you get on the ice, other team scores a goal, and then and that's obviously hit your plus minus. So they went ahead and they changed that. They made that to where that it's more of the critical times to be able to do a line change. You get to do a line change.
Yeah. Speaking of Be a Pro, is absolutely...
I think you've jumped in a little bit deeper than I have. So.
Yeah, so I'm not too far into the game. I'm only like I finished preseason, and I think I'm on my first game regular season. I haven't played it yet.
Okay, yeah, so you are farther than me.
But the Be a Pro mode, I guess they kind of like took a page out of 2K. NBA 2K. I'm pretty sure they took a little bit of a page out of their book. Interviews,
endorsements.
Yeah, endorsements. Being able to talk to the coach and the GM and your teammates and shit like that. It's just, now there's no voices for when you talk and stuff like that. It's literally, it'll pop up on the left hand side as like messages and shit like that. And then you have options to choose, and sometimes you can be neutral. There's 3 options. There's team or teammate and team. Neutral and then star. So usually when it happens is if you do team and teammate, it'll increase your overall likability for your team
and the management
team members. No, not necessarily. 9 times out of 10, neutral. The neutral answer will be more towards team management, which is like your coaches, GM, and all that kind of stuff. And then star obviously is for your brand, yourself and your brand.
Yeah.
Now, you can have completely different outcomes. You can go the full star route. You can sky's the limit with the Be a Pro compared to previous years. I really like what they did with this year's Be a Pro. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Obviously going forward.
Yeah.
I think in future years, especially when they finally create the NHL for the next gen consoles, I'm really excited to see what they bring out. I just hope they're smart enough this time around to take what they have for 21, because this is, so far, I haven't seen anything outrageously crazy.
Okay.
I hope they take this year's game as a base and continue to add to it like they've done for previous games.
And also like increase the graphical capabilities.
Correct.
And stuff like that. And port over to next gen and all that type of shit.
Porting over to next gen and increasing the overall playability of the game. Yeah. Because I think that's the one issue that the NHL game lacks, and why it doesn't I'm trying to find the words, but I can't find them. I'm thinking. It doesn't portray to the masses. Let's say that. Right, so as like an NHL itself doesn't. Now, NHL finally is a sport that's coming up through the ranks. People are starting to watch it more and more, and most of the people that play NHL on the gaming systems,
they're all around hockey fans.
Yeah, they're your normal hockey fans.
Not necessarily like like Madden is something that most people will play.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
Madden has been around forever.
NBA is something most people will play.
Correct. Now, so the thing is if they continue on this path with what they've done with NHL 21, the NHL for EA, the NHL franchise, has a very bright future. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Because the playability for this game is insane, and that's what they have always lacked in the NHL series, is the playability of the game. When you do the Be a Pro, it just got stagnant, right? Because you can go through the seasons of the CHL and shit like that. And for me, I did it a couple times, but
I remember
you play a
doing it.
full season in the CHL, you're like, I just want to fucking get drafted. Can we do this already?
Yeah.
They changed that this time around. You have your options of being, if you do your Be a Pro, really quick, you can do the Memorial Cup,
which is what I did.
which you can always do, which you normally have.
It's a round robin that
yeah.
you mean that ranks everybody out.
You had the options to do that in previous games. You also had the CHL. Now, this time overall, instead of playing a full season of the CHL, no matter what team you pick, you're going to be in the tournament, you're going to be in the playoffs, and then you go into the championship for the CHL instead of playing a full fucking season.
Yeah.
So that's really cool as well. And then you have your third option, which is being drafted directly into the NHL. Like I said, though, this year around, the playability of the game is high. Being able to replay it and do a D-man if you've done a forward or a goalie, this, that, and the other, you can pick. You have options to be able to play the game in different aspects and have different outcomes. Not every time, but have different outcomes overall, which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And last year and previous years like that, they just didn't have that. So again, I'm really excited to see where this goes going forward.
So we have a team, you know what I mean? We're the Console Gaming Crew team, and in NHL, and
Bet you want to get waxed? Let us know.
And we actually brought in a brother in podcast arms on our team.
Hell yeah! His name is Alexi. It's Alex.
Yeah, we brought in Alex from What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast.
Yeah.
Because I normally play D, Ant plays left wing, Andy normally plays right, and just with a happenstance,
he plays the center position. It's amazing.
So it works out great. All four of us haven't been able to jump on fully together yet, but when we do, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so. It would be amazing. It would be an amazing opportunity to play and just wax that ass.
Yes, because I actually jumped on wing the last two times that I played, the last two nights I played.
You have played much better.
You
need to stay up front.
I enjoy being the wing. I really do.
Yeah. If
a lot of fun.
Be, I'll fucking jump back to D or Andy. We usually both offer.
Yeah.
So.
But so I know Andy's been playing Last of Us 2, and I guess we'll get his
out.
Maybe we'll get his full review from that. When he's back next week, if he actually finishes the game. He keeps on talking about. I've heard from a bunch of people that the game actually is kind of long. Yeah, so yeah, man, that's what we got. We're gonna let Anthony go ahead and carry us out. I will throw it out there again because Anthony loves it as so much. You can find us on Amazon Music.
My guy, about time he didn't forget it. Jeez.
Right? I know. I'm such a jackass.
No, just forgetful sometimes. We all are.
All right, where can they find us, bro?
Oh, where can you find us? This is how you can connect with us at Console Gaming Crew. You can check us out on our Twitter, which is @ConsoleCrew. We have our website, which is www.consolegamingcrew.com, which is attached to our Gmail, which is also consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. We have our YouTube channel, which is Console Gaming Crew. Our podcast continues to go up there. We are slowly starting to bring out more and more content, like Wes brought up earlier in the episode. We will be doing hopefully, actually, I think this is going to be a big push for us. It's going to be day one release content for when we get our system. So when they release, we're going to try and get the unboxing out the same exact day, so you can check us out and see.
If anything, you'll see it the next day.
If anything, right, you'll see it the next day, and I'm probably going to wear a dress in mine. We'll see. Send us and let us know. Anyway, you can also check us out on our Instagram, which is Console Gaming Crew. And last but not least, you can also check us out on Facebook, which is Console Gaming Crew. Again, also, I did bring this up during the show. Hey, if you want to write us a letter and be a pen pal, just reach out to one of us on one of the locations I told you where you could connect with us. We'll give you an address where you can actually send the letters.
Easiest place to go ahead and get in contact with us is going to be Twitter. So @ConsoleCrew.
Yep. So again, if you want to actually write us a letter, that's even cooler. We will any letters we do ever receive from our viewers or our fans, we will, unless you state otherwise, we'll put in something. Unless you state otherwise, we will read it over the podcast. Just to let you know that we did get it and stuff like that. And then you can also check us out on our Twitches. Almost forgot those for a second. Sorry, Peep.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
I will say, when it comes down to Twitch, hopefully we've been dealing with a little bit of a regression with sleeping for the boy.
Yeah.
upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully next Friday I'll start getting back into the Freaky Friday
Well,
runs.
you know what? If you can't do Freaky Fridays, maybe you could just do like an every other Freaky Friday, and then you do Chill with the Boys on Fridays and stream that.
I like that too.
Because I think people would also like to see a
I
difference.
think so.
So there's always that option. You could tech. Holy fuck.
Anyway,
Anyway,
you
you
tech us.
Oh, no, we don't have a number for teching. Anyway, you can check us out on Twitch. This is Wes. It's Dragon_CGC. You have Andy, which is Scooby CGC, and myself, CGC_Squishy Soprano. So any of those locations you can check us out at, and reach out to us and leave us awesome and or shitty reviews. You know, hey, a review is a review, and it'll change how we do business.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
All right, so I want to go ahead and say again, everybody, we are coming very, very close to when the election is upon us. If you haven't already, go vote.
Yeah.
If you decide to go ahead and do mail, either mail it out or do a drop box if your location allows it, or vote in person. If you vote in person, please be safe, social distance, wear a mask, do everything you're supposed to do to stay in accordance and guidelines of your state.
Use that hand sanitizer too, because you don't know what anybody else is touching. That'd just be gross. You don't want that on your fingers. It's going to touch your mouth, and then you just get sick.
Thank you, Miss Daisy.
You're so very welcome, Wesley.
All right, y'all. As always, please stay safe. Wash your hands.
Don't forget to game on now.
Game on, y'all. Peace.